So I figured I'd take a minute, since we're getting close to the end, to talk about the way the combat system works in the Flight of the Eagle, and to see what the rules that we've been playing with are. This is the final battle at Weissenfels, and this is the way I totted up all the combats. Yeah, I know, real super elegant. As you can see, the combat hour was 1400 to 1600 on the 20th October. This was the left flank, the sector, which was the only one we had. Scharnhorst, after his fatigue calculations, was down to 13,099 men. There we can see divisions Morand, Friant, Dot-Pol, and Drouet all attacking in that sector. Now, you'll notice that the big deal here, and the reason that they can all command that, is because Napoleon is present at this battle. It's important to remember because corps commanders have to stay with their corps. But in this case, Napoleon can do what he bloody well chooses because, well, he's Napoleon. You can see that each one of them is scheduled to add a +1 to their results. Those are their totals, allowing for fatigue. So you can see that Scharnhorst had 13,099 men. The combined French force had 20,130. Not a 2-to-1, which I thought they might have gotten to, but not quite. Oh, and there can only be 4 individuals to a sector plus the artillery. So let's scroll down here. We have a base of 3. Everybody gets 3 no matter what. The French had heavy cavalry, giving them 2 dice. The Prussians 1 for their regular cavalry. Davout's presence as a sector commander, he's been pounding away at that sector all along, gives them a die. This is a flank attack because the center flank, is, if you will, center sector, is occupied. Below that, you can see the 2 points for artillery, and the situation I've judged to give them a 1 die. I probably could have given them 2, as horrible as it is, but I decided to at least try to be fair to them and give it a 1. And then Dot-Pol, he brings two dice to the table for a total of 12, adding +4. Let's go over here. That's what the die roller rolled. That's a total of 52, if you can't count, which means this is going to come out to a total of 54. Oh, the very elegant and very fancy. So we see that the defenders get a total of 4 dice. Roll them. She has never liked the Prussians. That's a total of 8. Now, that means 4 dice for a total of 8. We look at the difference, 54 to 8, which means 46 points of loss. The French would normally take half of that, 23. But because I strongly suspect this is going to break Scharnhorst's division, they won't take any morale loss at all. You have watched live as the Battle of Weissenfels, and really, the Jenauer Kriegspiel comes to an end. We'll do some more wrap-up later. Because, really what's more fun than watching the game master do math? Here we have the umpire saying this is the 1400 to 1600 battle just in front of Leipzig. This has been one of the more interesting fights in the course of the game. This has been going on really since the early weeks of the campaign, with the corps of Marshal Ney and Marshal Soult chasing the corps of what was then General Hohenlohe all the way up, and now they're all the way near Leipzig. Unfortunately, now it's a rear guard action, with Brunswick having paused just a little bit too long, even though they both got a full day of rest. Now Wartens was left to make a solitary rear guard action, which, as I think we're going to see, turned out rather badly. For the French, you have attacking Marchand, the Imperial Guard, Laval and Saint-Hilaire, and you have Wartens defending. Base of 3 each. The Prussians have the cavalry this time. 1 flank. This was only a 2-sector battle. The rules say that if there's a very few units on one side, in this case 1 Prussian, it's 1 sector +1. So there were 2 flanks, and that flank was occupied. The situation, I gave 1 die for the river line that is being defended by the Prussians. The Imperial Guard is 3 dice. Soult is 1 die. And it's a 2-to-1 for the benefit in terms of numbers for the French. The result was a 35. The Prussians got a 13. And the result, therefore, was the differential, therefore, being 22. 22 to the Prussians, 11 to the French. But as I think I'll reveal during the video of this, the Prussians only had 1 morale left. So they're going to break as well. So that's the other half of the combat.